today I thought I'd give you a tour of my creative space. It's a place where I spend most of my evenings. I thought I'd show you how I've made this area my own, how I store things. Let's start with the Welsh dresser over here. I brought this dresser a couple of years ago for my birthday. As when we first moved in, I brought a Kallax unit and I've made a makeshift desk out of there like I've seen so many other people do, but it just wasn't me. It didn't have enough character. It felt a bit sterile, so I went and I thrifted this vintage Welsh dresser, and I bought a vintage desk and cupboard as well to go with it. But let's see behind what's in drawer number 1. So in here I have my laminator pouches, some labels, and in the back of there, that is all printer ink to refill the printer with. In drawer number 2, we have a label maker, some masking tape, just normal parcel tape, and these letters are for that light there. And then in my tin, we have glue, stapler, staples, hole punch, small tapes, and I think there's glue dots and things in the bottom there. So adhesives are in here. Drawer number 3, we have my glasses, old and new, and sunglasses. And this is wrapping paper, occasional cards, and some birthday badges. Moving down into cupboard number 1, we have my Janome sewing machine on the bottom, which is just a fairly basic model, and its pedal. On the top shelf here, let's just zoom out, I have a lot of different papers and sketchbooks. So we have tracing paper here, carbon paper, coloured card, some sketchbooks up there. This folder has my collage papers in, which are like scrapbooking papers. So I can do some collage out of that. And then you can poke through for the rest of the cupboards, but I'll just open that up. So working from the side we're on, we have my sewing bag. I did a video of me organising that, which I'll link below above if you want to have a look in more detail what's in there. We have my paints. So I have my gouache, however you want to say it. My paint palettes, where I use plates most of the time. A watercolour, acrylics, and then I have some specialised ones. So yeah, that's my paints. And down here I have my lino making. So I have lots of lino. Safety cutting mat for carving. This is a small, I think it's 6x8 press for mostly card making. That's my tray to ink. And in here I have my inks, my rollers. Again, that's a safety cutting thing. Can't remember its name. In there are all my blades. So that is my print making corner. Come to the top here, I have some notebooks. And in here is some fabrics. They're all in Shein bags. That's how I separate my projects. Oh, we lost something down the back. Never mind. In here is some more fabric projects. So those two are just full of fabric and things for me to make. This one is full of innards, so for quilt making. That is just full. So make the quilt, put the innards in the middle. So that is most of the storage I have, or the biggest bit of storage I have anyway. Down the side here I have some wrapping paper. This is a lap tray that I fill with whatever project I'm working on, and occasionally I'll go sit in the sofa with that. Have my cutting mat, some canvases, portfolio case, a guillotine for slicing paper up, and I think that's it. Display case maybe. So let's explore the top half of this dresser. Over here I have my Thrifted flan dish, which I will attempt to recreate that recipe this year. We have my Thrifted uranium bowl, which has card and wooden tags in there at the moment. And that's sitting on my seed storage for my garden. So all my seeds are inside there. Just a tape dispenser. This is a piece of artwork created by my mum. So it's some textile art of my son's hand. And then we have this little mannequin to help me get proportions right when I'm drawing. That was a little wooden puzzle kit thing that I put together. It has some nifty little compartments. And then this is a Thrifted duck. And this is an inherited chicken, which used to be in our family kitchen when I was younger. It doesn't hold eggs. And then along the side of my dresser, I have some notebooks, veggie book, my iPad, bread book, and another recipe book, and then the battery for my fairy lights. Next shelf up, we have my headphones, my microphone. This is a light switch for my corner, so I can turn the light up and down in here on this end of the room. I have my signed Yvette Fielding book, my Kindle, my MP3 player, and then my sign I bought years ago from Poundland. Thrifted recipe at the back there. Louisiana jambalaya, which I might recreate this year as well. I love photography and vintage cameras, and this is one of the earlier ones, which was picked up by a sale and was gifted to me. I have a couple of jars full of pens, and this is a pin cushion that is in the shape of a castle. If you know me, I love a castle and I love sewing, so this was a no-brainer when I found it. As you can see, the love for castles is strong. I have one tattooed on me. I have a Ouija board. It's for decorative purposes only, but it's just to influence that I love the spooky. I love the paranormal. It's a big interest. There's another vintage camera. I did used to have about 12 vintage cameras, but I've narrowed it down to 3 in my collection. This one has got the flash, but it's missing the bulb, which I quite like. This was a gift again. It was a personalised yarn bowl, and it has some form of project in there at the moment. A little smiley face, which I think is a pea. I think it came out of a pod. And then I have some sketchbooks, some notebooks. They're all mixed in there. Most of them are started. They're not finished. This is my sketchbook I'm working on at the moment, and hopefully I'll give you guys the tour at the moment, but it's covered in potatoes and ghosts because that is my vibe. And on the top shelf, this is a vase full of scissors. I keep my fabric scissors separate because I don't trust anyone. And the year I bought this dresser, I wanted to get some ceramic pieces. for it, and this pair was £5 thrifted. Doing some research, I believe it's from America. So that AP signature. I think it's a pottery made. If someone recognises it, just let me know for sure. But I think found it was Maine. A little pottery. But if you know what that signature is, please let me know. I'd be more interested to find out. There's another recipe I intend to recreate this year, thrifted. I used to collect glass bottles, and that is the one I chose to keep from my collection. This was a thrifted ceramic piece. There's no signature on it. I couldn't work out if it was a goblet or a candle stand, so I have just put a candle in the top there. I think that looks quite nice. There's a video on me making Gandalf the gnome, but obviously you can see we had a bit of an accident, so I might look at fixing his head at some point, or his hat. These are ceramic pieces I made to be painting palettes. So they're little painting wells, paint wells. The tomato, the bean. This is a brush rest, which is meant to be like a potato croquette thing. I made a TikTok video about this one. But yeah, the potato plant in the background is a paint palette. I have made a video for it, but I haven't uploaded it yet, and I'm not sure I will. I might. Let me know if you're interested on seeing that one. But yeah, some veggie paint wells. And this is a money box from the 60s or 70s. It does say on the back. Somewhere 71. Of a 2p piece, which lived on my dad's mantelpiece, and it's been there for well over 30 years. And it's something I've put on my middle of my dresser at the top, and I'm hoping my son recognises it and wants to keep that when I'm gone as well. This is a photocopy, so we put our hands on the photocopier. It's my son, me and my husband's hand. It's like a photo of the three of us without being a photo of the three of us. Another vintage camera, another quite early one. And blackcurrant cheesecake dish. This is a recipe I have recreated. I will put a link to that video above somewhere. It's quite a fun one. It did taste quite good. This is a 3D printed brush holder my husband printed for me. It's very useful. There is hundreds of brushes in there at the moment. Then we have some books, a teapot, mug, and some artwork my husband done. So that is a tour of the dresser. Up the top we have our date crate, which is full of things for date night. So puzzles, games, spa nights, things like that. That's in the crate there. A couple of advents ready for 2025. That's a thrifted vintage enamel Volkswagen camper saucepan, I believe. I'm hoping to use that for the recreate recipes. It was £3 and it is in perfect condition. Thrifted that. And then in there is all my vinyl records. Turning around, we have my cupboard, my desk, and this setup. So I have my printer on the top here. It's just a basic photocopier printer, paper on top, notebook. My microphone is there for doing voiceovers. This is the chaos drawer. Chaos! This is old cameras, cables, chargers, there's mic accessories, some mini tripod. Yeah, just absolute chaos, this drawer. Shameful! Moving on. In this cupboard, I have some of my yarn collection. A lot of my yarn is in 2 big vacuum bags upstairs. If there's a colour I need, I can just get my husband to go get the bags at the loft, and I'll switch them round, and then we'll vacuum whatever is in the bags to go back up in the loft. And down here I have some kits that I need to be making. So that's a wax melt kit. I have 2 knitting machines, so 2 different sizes. I have used that one to make some socks. I haven't used this one yet, and it was a present, not Christmas gone, but the Christmas before that. And I have a soap making kit to make, and there's a Lego kit to make as well. But yeah, I have so much to make. It's ridiculous, and yet I still buy more. Should attempt to do some projects this year. So on my desk itself, I have my drink, my light, my laptop, my keyboard's tucked in behind, and my mouse. And when I'm editing, I'll bring it forward. If I need more room on my desk, I just pack that away. But that's part of my setup, is for recording anyway. This stand used to hold our baby monitor, but it's now mounted to the wall. So I've pinched it, and I've put some, what do you call them? I've put my own mounts on there now, which is quite useful. It's out the way. I can sit here doing things without recording, and it's not in my way, and it's just easy setup. Got my light there. And then into the drawers. This desk, I have seen someone sell it for a few £1,000s. It has got a brand name in here, but that one was in pristine condition. It's a Mason & Sons Limited. I don't have the key for it either. Okay, it's unlocked. So we have ball clips, paper clips, sticky notes. In there is some craft knives. I have a tub of drawing pins, blue tack, some jewelry nippers, pokey tool, glue. This little one, we have some rubbers or erasers, some pens, paper clips, sharpeners. This big one, it's mostly drawing. That's air dry black clay. That's got my smudgy tools in it. Pen, rulers are down here. That's a dippy ink pen for like calligraphy, that kind of thing. This has got all my drawing materials in, so my coloured pencils, drawing pens, like my fine liners. This is my water-soluble crayons, and that's my travel kit for pencils. So if I want, I can just grab a sketchbook and that and do something on the go. And then in my bottom drawer, I have a lot of pens just to try. So I have fabric pens, ceramic pens, Polska pens, pastel and bright. I have a vintage camera to make. I have a plastic camera to make, and this was actually usable. And I do still have some colour film and some black and white film. So I might build that and try taking some photos with it. I've got some Fimo, some ceramic rolling pin and clay making tools. That's a silicone mat. And there's some embossing tools. And we'll just tidy that away. Oh, not quite right. There we go. And then I'll just show you my window. Window, we have my collection of soup mugs. I don't think I quite have the whole collection. I think I'm missing potato soup and minestrone soup, something like that. But I keep stickers in them. So this is just some normal stickers that bring me joy. These are stickers that have artists' art in them. This is just some fine liner coloured pens. These pencils have some funky leads going on and they've been quite fun to use. Leftover diamond dots so I can make things sparkly. Some crayons in that one for my son, and that's just got the weights in for the blinds behind because they just keep falling out in the wind. But yeah. I hope you found this video of some use. Hopefully you have some ideas on how to personalize and organize your own little creative space. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.